y'all love me? Don't you love me? You can't help but love me. Why? Because I make you laugh. Or you think I'm embarrassing you because you think I'm embarrassing myself. All right. All right. If you think that way, guess what? That's your opinion. But good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. And how do you do? Ooh, ooh. Our God, who I choose to call God, the Creator, woke me up this morning. Woke you up this morning because you're watching, or you may be watching later. But you were asked to rise. Not asked to rise. You were designated to rise for this day that will never, ever, ever come again. Okay? And so with that, I'm just going to simply, with a whole lot of gratitude and humility, to give him the praise, the honor, the glory, the worship, the hallelujah, and most important, the acknowledgement. Y'all know how y'all like to be acknowledged for things you do, and that includes me too. You like to be, recognized for this, and that, right? Because what? You feel as though you deserve it, right? Well, my God don't need it. Would he like to have it? Yes. And because we are his children, and I know what that feels like, honey. Oh my God. I know what it feels like when your children disrespect you, when they don't want nothing to do with you, they don't want to listen to you, they are rebellious, they are deceitful, they're lying, they're sneaky. Yeah, they think the parents don't know what's really going on, and they think they're getting away with something. Yeah. Could you imagine what our Creator feels like? With these 6 billion plus souls on this earth? The fact that it's 6 billion, guess what? Shows that there is a creator. Because you didn't create him. I didn't create him. And so could you imagine being the chosen ones to live on this earthly journey called life? We don't see it as a gift, but it truly, truly, truly is. You know why? Because you're here. You're breathing. No matter what condition you're in, you are still yet alive. And so I always want to give him homage and acknowledgement because I want to. He doesn't need it, but I would imagine as a parent of all his children, just acknowledge me because you can't do it without me. All righty then. So welcome to the Free to Hope from Recovery Emerge Empowered to give hope to others, help others prosper equally, and hope means help others prosper equally. I'm sure that. So from Recovery Emerge Empowered to give hope to others. Now, many of you know that yesterday was the primary here in Wilmington, Delaware, and I'm going to congratulate everybody. I'm going to congratulate everybody. You know why? Because they had the courage to run. Do you hear me? Hold on one second. Hey, Carl. Hey.
I paid to get the keys. You put them outside?
Yeah, I'm on my podcast. Goodbye. Yes, and so I give homage and congratulations to everybody who ran because it takes courage. So everyone who ran is a winner, in my opinion. Did you want to run? Did you? Can you make a contribution? What is it? Did you step out on faith? Huh? Did you leave the Are you willing to leave the outcome to God? Okay, so I've learned through my 12 spiritual principles, tools, and resources that as long as I walk through the fear, and the acronym for fear is to face everything and recover, face everything and be restored, face everything and rebuild, face everything and rebound, face everything and rejuvenate, face everything and replenish. Fear. So I congratulate everyone who ran for any and all offices. You have my salute. Okay? Now, that's all I'm going to say because the outcome is what it is, but I congratulate all. Obviously, it was the outcome that was destined to happen. Why? Because it happened. I don't get into this. It happened. Accept it. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And it applies to people. God grant me the serenity to accept the people I cannot change, courage to change the person that I can, and the wisdom to know that that person is me. Wisdom. Okay. So, any other announcements? Let me see. All right. So, I also want to again share with you that the Community Communications Corporation has been relaunched, and Don Thomas and his wife and daughter will be up here in about another week or so that we can walk into our new studio provided by Sammy Congo at the Wisdom Center across the street from the Congo Legacy Center. And we will be operating out of 2 classrooms for our video production workshop, for our documentaries, our filming, our teaching, our hosting, presentation of different programs that will expand what Dr. Brown wanted to do. But he was limited. But when you pass the torch to the younger generation, whoa, I ain't talking about me, but you know. When you pass the torch to the younger generation to be yet inclusive of the youth and the seniors, because we're all big one happy family, that you need visionaries, that you need strategizers, that you need people on the board who can make things happen, but also put their money where their mouth is, and also to make connections. So we are working on the celebration of life for Dr. Brown and the launching of his book, The Legacy of Dr. Brown, in the month of November. The month of November and 12-step program is gratitude month, okay? So keep your eyes open and your ears tuned into what we're going to be doing in the next couple of months on behalf of Dr. Brown. All right, so are y'all ready to get busy? Because y'all know we have a new meeting place. Sammy Congo and Sean also opened up that's what I wanted to put on. The Sunrise Group of Alcoholics Anonymous has moved to the Legacy building, the Legacy Center at 501 West 28th Street. We've been there for over a week now. We want to thank the 1212 Corporation for allowing us to be there 38 years. But things change, things happen, and we got to move on. And so I thank Sammy Congo and Sean for allowing the Sunrise Group beginners meeting of Alcoholics Anonymous to meet 7 days a week at the Congo Legacy Center, 501 West 28th Street, which is why I can only stay to like 7 o'clock, right? I got to get out of here by 7 o'clock. Maybe. It depends, right? So anyway, 7 days a week, 7:30 to 8:30, Monday through Saturday, and 9 to 10 on Sunday. All right, you ready to get to the topic for today? All right, so now you see the title, right? It says Making Amends. So before I even put up the daily reflection for today, let me ask you, When you hear the word making amends, what comes to your mind? I don't have any coffee. When you hear the words making amends, what comes to your mind? Making, making. So let's go, word by word. Making, putting together, right? Going forth. Something that's in action, something that's in the process. Making, not made, but making, okay? Making amends. What are amends? Well, amends are things that we need to do to right relationships that we have caused harm to. What type of amends are we talking about? Well, amends can be in the form of repairing a person's fence that you broke down. An amends can be changing your behavior of sleeping around, right? But not going to the mate or the spouse of those you slept with, but changing your behavior. Amends can be actually changing your behaviors, right? Amends can be if I stole $20 from you, I need to give you back $20. If I made you feel bad or I bullied you, I need to make amends. I need to make right what I caused to harm you. Making amends. Okay, so let's see what the reading has today. Hey, Dwayne. Hello, darling. Dwayne Sullivan is watching. All right, so let's put this up. All right. So let's go here. Now, in my 12-step spiritual program called Alcoholics Anonymous, we are on step 9. And step 9 says, make direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to injure them or others. And so if you're just joining, right, how do we identify those we have harmed? Well, that's in step 8. And that's why these 12 spiritual principles, tools, and resources are useful, helpful, spiritual in nature, so that we can live and have our heaven here on earth. And so we are looking and doing the amends in step 9 based on the list that we composed in step 8 that was started from step 4. Okay. And so now we're at the point where we can make direct amends to such people that we have harmed in one way, shape, form, or fashion. So let's see what it says. Let's dissect this baby. Okay. Our co-founder writes, he says, above all, we should try to be absolutely. Yes, Carl. Yes.
I'm outside.
It's under the brown trash can.
Oh, under. Okay. All
right. Bye. So we have to, it says here, above all, we should try to be absolutely sure that we are not delaying because we are afraid. This comes from 12 Steps and 12 Traditions off of page 87, right? Now, this is what the co-founders took from that page. The person in recovery says to have courage, to be unafraid, are gifts of my recovery. They empower me to ask for help and to go forth in making my amends with a sense of dignity and humility. Making amends may require a certain amount of honesty that I feel I lack. Yet, with the help of God and the wisdom of others, I can reach within and find the strength to act. Woo. My amends may be accepted or they may not. But after they are completed, I can walk with a sense of freedom and know that for today, I am responsible. Did y'all hear that? Now, so let me ask you, have you ever made an apology based on guilt? Have you ever made an apology based on shame? So, what is it in us that gnaws at us to make us feel uncomfortable when we say something or do something, but our humanness don't want to acknowledge it, but that spirit that's in all of us says, that make me feel, I don't know. Yeah, he deserves it. Yeah, but after you said it, after you did it, you go back and say, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have said that, right? And so our human nature, our spiritual nature in particular, has a way of nagging at us that says that wasn't right. No. And we try to ignore it, don't want to see it, don't want to talk about it, don't want to hear it, but it's gnawing at us. And these are the secrets and the things that we try to conceal, right? Rather than reveal so that we can heal. Okay. So when I ask you, what made you make an apology and what made you want to make things right that you had caused wrong? Okay. So in step 9, it basically says here, above all, we should try. You hear that? We should try. We should try, y'all. We should try. We should try. We should try. We should try. I'm telling you, we should try. There's nothing like putting forth the effort to try. You know what I mean? Like make a move to try, to attempt to correct, to try, just to give it a chance. Let's try, just try. All those candidates who ran for office, they are winners because not only did they try, they did. Huh? And so I keen on words like try. That says, Edwina, don't sit still. Don't be immobile. Just try, Edwina. Try. Right? We have others telling us that, but we should be telling ourselves that try. Okay? So above all, we should try to be absolutely sure that we are not delaying because we are afraid. Oh, boy, I got some examples for you. Woo! In other words, I'm making amends to individuals, institutions that I have caused harm over my lifespan, okay? And I told y'all that when people like us with co-occurring disorders of mental illness and substance abuse come into a 12-step spiritual program, we are beginning the amends process by making amends to ourselves. That makes sense? Okay? But so let me stay there. So when we come into quote unquote recovery, right? When we come into recovery that's of a spiritual nature, right? We are beginning the amends process to ourselves. Why? Because we were chosen by our Father. We were chosen. Those in a 12-step spiritual program, we don't know about anybody else, but we know, and we come to know that we were chosen. And because we were chosen, once we come into recovery, we find over time that this is a gift. Do I want to get with that underneath that parked car? Or do I want to get with this that leads me to spiritual experience, awakenings, and breakthroughs? So I begin the amends process by making amends to myself, right? And so it did come with fear. Let's be true. Y'all know I'm authentic and transparent, right? The few times that I thought I wanted to stop, no, I had reservations because I was afraid that I couldn't stop. I was afraid that I couldn't live without alcohol or drugs. I was afraid that my peers, my friends, would disassociate themselves with me if I didn't indulge. I was afraid that I couldn't do life without being high on something. Ain't that something, right? And so when I look at myself coming into recovery, I can understand what it says. Above all, we should try to be absolutely sure we are not delaying because we are afraid. Listen, February the 22nd of 1990, underneath that parked car, 3 o'clock in the morning, no, 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 no. I didn't want to live one more second of that life. I didn't want to live. You heard me? I didn't want to live. Even after trying to commit suicide, I did not want to live one more second of that life that put me underneath that parked car. Do you hear me? And so that call from the depths of my soul, where my God resolves, right? I cried out, whoever they say you are, take me out or show me a better way. I was not afraid. You make the decision to take me out or show me a better way. Yes, it was at the end of my rope that I either was going to let go and die or let go and be picked up by my God. And he picked me up and turned me around and placed my feet on solid ground, on a spiritual path of recovery. All right? So he says here, so the person in recovery says, right, to have courage, to be unafraid are gifts of my recovery. Okay? So the fact that I made amends to myself, and I made amends to my mother, my children, and all that, indirect and direct amends, right? And then in another situation where I could have been killed, right? And wanting to make an amends. I had stole money from an older guy, and because he was handicapped, and I didn't know his son was in the mafia, right? And his son knew where I lived, well, where our mother lived, and he would come by and do this. This is the sign of a gun. I got a cat for your behind, right? When I found out after being in recovery for about 13 months, his dad had died, and I saw him on a highway, right? I stopped the car and went to run to him to let him know how sorry I was. And that spirit, that sixth sense says, no, no, no. You don't want to confront him. No, no, no. Guess what? I turned my butt around and got back in that car because I still could have wound up in that trunk. So the amends that I couldn't make to him about what I did to his dad, I began to continue to treat the elderly in a more spiritual way. Okay? So that's one example. I'll be bringing more, all right? And so it says here to have courage, to be unafraid are gifts of my recovery. Isn't that amazing? They empower me to ask for help and to go forth in making my amends with a sense of dignity and humility. Okay, so let's dissect that, right? These gifts, right, that they're talking about, right, empower me to ask for help. So listen, I'm not going on my own juices, right? When I consult with my spiritual advisor, my network, and my creator to give me what I need in order to obtain peace, tranquility, freedom from my past, right? Give me what I need, show me the way, order my steps, right? And so this is a gift to total freedom from recovery, emerge empowered. Okay? And so we're asking, right? This gift empower us to ask for help. where most of the time we thought we had the power and didn't have no power at all. Okay, so when we become humble and we ask for help to go forth in making the amends, it is with a sense of dignity and humility. Another example, I stole $100 at a family gathering, and my cousin, right, and her mother, right, Paula came from California, and she went to the bathroom and left her pocketbook in there. I went in there after night. I saw that $100 bill sticking out. I took that $100 bill, right? Going to go buy me some drugs. And after dinner was over and we stood around in a circle to pray, Miss Ruby said, "There's a thief among us." And her daughter was trying, Mama, no, there's a thief among us. I know she was talking about me. My children were there. Paula was there. They knew I took the money. Yes, And guess what? It wasn't until I got into recovery 5 years later that I went to California on a business trip and was able to make those amends, right? By giving her $100 back. Because when she came to town, like 2 years in recovery, I talked to my sponsor. My sponsor said, "Well, do you have $100?" I said, "No." She said, "Well, you can't make the amends." I went anyway to face her with dignity and humility. It's like, I know I took your money, but I'm trying to do my best not to live that way no more. And she said, without saying, "You keep doing what you're doing." And 3 years later, I made that amends to her. Okay? And so the other thing it says here, right? Making amends may require a certain amount of honesty that I feel I lack. Yet with the help of God and the wisdom of others, I can reach within and find the strength to act. Okay? So let's dissect that. It says here, making amends may require a certain amount of honesty that I lack, that I feel I lack, right? And so when we are afraid, children, adults, just human beings in nature, when fear creep up in us in one way, shape, form, or fashion, our instinct is to lie because we're afraid. And that's how we know that fear is the exact nature of all our character defects. Fear. And so it says here, right? And many of you know my transparency and authenticity is what I base my living on now. It says, right? Making amends may require a certain amount of honesty that I feel I lack. Yet, with the help of God and the wisdom of others, I can reach within and find the strength to act. Listen, y'all. You want the truth? Don't ask me. You want the truth? Don't ask me. You want the truth? Don't ask me. But then if you do ask me, my question is, why are you asking me? Is it something I said or something I did? Then I can tell you the truth on that. Or are you asking my opinion about how you look or how you smell or how if you want my opinion, you will get my opinion. May or may not be the truth from your perspective, but you asked me. Okay? And so it does take certain courage, right? And the ability to ask for help from God and others to act on what we need to do to make our amends. In closing, it says, my amends may be accepted or they may not. Let me hone in on that one. Just because people in recovery get sober and we are practicing a new way of life based on spiritual principles doesn't mean that everybody, yeah, no, they were like, oh, hell no. Let me share something with you. I've been sober 34 plus years. Do you know my son, Dr. Dwight Kenneth Dockery, is still suspicious and still fearful that his mama will pick up again. He wonders every day, is this the day that she's going to pick up? Isn't that something? But it's true. It's true. It's true. That's how he feels. That's his truth. That's his belief. Just because I got sober, am staying sober, and doing everything I need to do, want to do to stay sober, he yet fears that I will pick up again. Right? As many of amends that I've made in different shape, forms, of fashion. When we hurt people, we don't know how deeply they are hurt and how deeply they are affected and how deeply they are impacted. The difference is, I seek continued help and strength from a 12-step spiritual program. Yet I introduced my son and my daughter to a 12-step program for them. They choose not to go. Okay? And so there's things that my son refused to accept or amends that he don't want to accept on my behalf. Okay. That doesn't mean I go back out and drink again. Oh, hell to the no. Okay? And so some people will accept it and some people won't. But am I on spiritual ground to be able to say, I'm not giving anything or anybody that much power ever again to put me back underneath that park car, to make me go back out and prostitute, to make me go back and be a crackhead, an alcoholic, suffer? Hell no. As much as I love my children and my grandchildren, I'm not giving nothing and nobody that much power ever again. Ever again. I will continue to lead by example that I get from my 12-step spiritual tools, resources, right? And principles, okay? So some may accept and some may not, right? Okay? And so the other thing, it says here, right? I got to go now. It says here, right? But after they are completed, I can walk with a sense of freedom and know that for today, I am responsible. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, yo. I'm responsible today. I'm responsible today. I'm responsible today. I am responsible today. I am responsible today. Do you hear me? I'm responsible today. Woo. I can be trusted today. I can be faithful today. Woo. Anytime anybody reaches out for the hand of Alcoholics Anonymous, I will be there because I'm responsible. Somebody led me to the 12-step spiritual program. My God, I was chosen. Put me around a fellowship of spiritual individuals who are living and practicing spiritual tools and resources, right, for a better life, so that they too can become and are responsible. But when we have to address the wreckage of our past, when we have the willingness, the honesty, and the open-mindedness to want to read our past pages of our life, find out where, what, when, and how we caused harm to anybody, any institutions, anywhere, anyhow, and want to make those things right. That is the responsible thing to do, because if not, those things will haunt you. And I ain't trying to give nothing that much power to make me go drink again. I don't have any secrets. I don't have any secrets. I understand what it means to be authentic and transparent. You understand me? I am responsible. Yes. So the biggest amends that I can make is to my creator. And he really doesn't expect it, right? All he does is says, now follow me. Let me order your steps. Yield to me, right? Acknowledge me. Huh? You ain't got to make a man. I know you. I know what you did. I know what you're going to do. I even know what you're doing now. But I know your heart because I created it. I created your heart. Oh, Lord. Oh. Ooh. He called my name. He called my name. I got to go, y'all. Y'all know these are happy tears, right? But he called my name. He called my name. Edwina, is that you? I'll tell you that story, okay? But I got to go. Right? Making amends is the most freeing, exciting, humbling experience that I've had in my 34 plus years. And in recovery, even though I stumble forward, I try my best not to cause harm in any way, shape, form, or fashion to anybody, to any institution. And if I do, I know what to do. The question is, am I willing to do it? And I may not sit on it as long as I did. I may sit on it a little while, but eventually I will get up and do the next right spiritual thing. Yes, the next right spiritual thing. Okay? So, think about the amends you may need to make today. Are you holding on to grudges? Are you holding on to resentments? Are you holding on to hatred? Huh? Will you be responsible? Will you be the bigger person? And only apologize for the part you played in causing harm. That's all you got to do. I love you. You love me. We are one big old family with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too? If it's God's will that we are joined tomorrow, I'll be here. And I hope you are too, but only if it's God's will. Be of service to someone today. And congratulations to all who ran for various offices. You are all winners in my book. Lord, I love you.